Welcome back, friends. Previously, we were discussing about ratio analysis, some of the tools under ratio analysis, under which we have completed liquidity ratios. After that, we went for solvency ratios, and now we are dealing with activity ratios. In activity ratio, it actually measures the overall efficiency of the organization in short term as well as long term basis. Overall efficiency in the sense that whether the organization has the ability in utilizing its minimum resources to improve the sales. And we have dealt with various tools comes under activity ratios. It is otherwise known as turnover ratio. The word may be used synonymously. Let's deal with some of the cases that comes under activity ratios. Next case, you are given the following information where cost of goods sold is 1,60,000, stock turnover ratio is 5 times, closing stock is rupees 5,000 more than opening stock, calculate closing stock. Actually it's an application level question. Unlike finding the ratio or turnover ratios or any ratios that come under activity ratios, in this case you are asked to find something special or something specific like closing stock. Usually we have learned that closing stock will be given, we might use that item in some equations and you will find the answer. That's a traditional concept. Usually you come across questions like this where you need to find something on the basis of ratios. So here let's see how we are going to deal with such a question like this. It's actually a simple question. In this chapter or in this module, you will deal with essay type questions where one part of that essay will be to find closing stock or some other items relating to any statement like this. So let's see how you are going to deal with this question. We all know that stock turnover ratio is cost of goods sold by average stock. Why we went for stock turnover ratio? Because in the question it is given cost of goods sold amount this and stock turnover ratio 5 times and closing stock is something greater than something. So once in the previous sessions I have told about this, that whenever you come across a question like this, you need to start from some amount related item. Since here there is no information regarding items relating to stock turnover ratio, let's start with stock turnover ratio, and it also includes this cost of goods sold and likewise. So here stock turnover ratio is 5, cost of goods sold is 1,60,000. So by substituting the available data, you get stock turnover ratio 5 equal cost of goods of 1,60,000 divided by average stock. Average stock you will get 32,000. That is, you got 32,000 rupees as average stock. From this you need to find the various values. Next, in the question it is said that the closing stock of the concern is 5,000 more than opening stock. We don't know what is meant by opening stock or what is the amount of opening stock, and neither does the closing stock. So let's assume that opening stock be X. So let's assume that opening stock be X and closing stock be X plus 5,000. And we know that the equation of average stock, which we have built in the previous session, average stock is opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. We know average stock is 32,000, opening stock is X and closing stock is X plus 5,000. We can substitute the same in the equation. You will get 32,000 equal, average stock is 32,000 equal opening stock is X plus closing stock is X plus 5,000 whole divided by 2. By solving this you will get 32,000 equal 2x plus 5,000 divided by 2. By cross multiplying 32,000 into 2 you will get 64,000 equal 2x plus 5,000, and finally x equal to 59,000 divided by 2 you will get x equal to 29,500. In the question, we already assumed that opening stock be X. So the value of opening stock is 29,500. In the question, it was asked to find closing stock. And in this question, it is stated that the closing stock for the concern is 5,000 more than opening stock. And for the time being, we have assumed that let the closing stock be X plus 5,000. We found that X is 29,500. So X plus 5,000 is 29,500 plus 5,000, you will get 34,500. I hope you understand the concept. Just understand the concept which we have dealt here, because you need to deal with this part in some of the cases which we are going to deal in future. In essay part, you might come across to finding closing stock. So you need to be aware about dealing with such cases. It is a similar case. You may come across same scenario with different amounts or different numbers like that, but the concept is the same. Just follow this. Okay, let's deal with some other case. The following balance sheet of RS Limited relates to the year 2019. This is the balance sheet. Balance sheet, liabilities amount, assets amount. Just go through the items in the balance sheet. Is there any item which you may find it unfamiliar? Just familiarize it. Okay, in the adjustment it is said that net sales, in the bracket it is given 80% is credit sales and total net sales is 12,15,000. Here net sales is 12,15,000 and the bracket it is given 80% of that amount is credit sales. So make sure what is this information, why there is a details given in the bracket regarding credit sale, why there is a separate amount given as 12,15,000. In some equation you might deal with credit sales, in some other cases you may deal with net sales. So make sure which item goes for which equation. Yes, gross profit ratio is 20%. Here no information, further information is given. Gross profit ratio 20%. The meaning of gross profit ratio 20%. You will learn this gross profit ratio in further coming sessions. But before going into further sessions, you need to understand that whenever gross profit or gross profit ratio, any related factors relating to gross profit is given in percentage like this, which we have seen here. Here gross profit ratio is 20%. It means that gross profit is 20% of sales. It's an implied term, meaning you must remember that whenever gross profit or gross profit ratio is given, no further information relating to that, it is implied that gross profit is 20% of sales. You will learn gross profit ratio in the future session, because now we are dealing with activity ratio. We will learn about gross profit ratios in next coming session, that is profitability ratios. For the time being, let's understand that gross profit ratio 20% means gross profit is 20% of sales. Next one, in this question, you need to calculate stock velocity, debtors velocity, fixed asset turnover, total asset turnover ratio. Sometimes, whenever a balance sheet is given, you may ask to find all the ratios comes under activity ratio, or maybe some specific ratio selected as per the question. Okay, let's deal with how we are going to. First one, stock turnover ratio. We know that stock velocity, other name of stock turnover ratio, is cost of sales divided by closing stock. Cost of sales divided by closing stock, and in the question, the only details given is here in the question there is no information regarding cost of goods sold. Only details given is sales and gross profit. See, so we can say that cost of sales is sales minus gross profit. The other name of cost of sales is cost of goods sold. So make familiarize with various terms that are used synonymously. Cost of sales is sales minus gross profit, and the sales amount is, which is given in the question, 12,15,000 net sales minus gross profit. It is also given in the question, that is 20% of, it is given only 20%, it is implied that 20% of sales. So 20% of 12,15,000, you will get 9,72,000. And Now we got cost of sales. Next one, closing stock. We all know closing stock will be given in the balance sheet. Closing stock here, see closing stock 1,80,000. So closing stock velocity is 9,72,000 divided by 1,80,000, that is 5.4 times. Next one, debtors velocity. In the question is you are asked to find debtors velocity, otherwise known as debtors turnover ratio. So familiarize with all these terms. Equation is credit sales divided by account receivable. And for this concept only, for this ratio, for this reason only, in the question, the additional information there is given that net sales is such and such amount, and in the bracket it is stated that a certain percentage of net sales is credit sale. Whenever such information is given, make sure that the sales has to be considered depending upon the nature of the question. Here debtors velocity is credit sales divided by account receivable. In the question it is said that 80% of credit sale, that is 80% of 12,15,000 is credit sales. So it is easy to find credit sales. And account receivables. We all know account receivables means debtors and bills receivable. And make sure that in the debtors velocity or debtors turnover ratio, we learned that credit sales divided by average account receivable. We all know when to take average account receivable. Whenever the account receivables details regarding opening as well as closing is given, you need to take the average. Since there is no details regarding opening and closing, only the details is debtors 2 lakh and bills receivable 50,000. We just take those two amounts. No average, no nothing. So make sure the amount you are taking depends upon the nature of the question. So credit sales is 80% 12,15,000. You will get 9,72,000, and debtors velocity is 9,72,000 divided by 2,50,000. I hope you are not 2 lakh. How we got 2,50,000? 2 lakhs debtors, bills receivable 50,000. So just add both numbers, you will get 2,50,000. Then finally you will get 3.89 times. Next one, fixed asset turnover ratio. The equation is cost of sales divided by fixed assets. In the previous equations, we already found out the value of cost of sales. Here 9,72,000. We just need to find the value of fixed assets. Just go through the balance sheet. Fixed asset, land, building, equipments, you will get 6,60,000. So cost of sales 9,72,000 divided by 6,60,000, you will get 1.47 times. Next one, total assets turnover ratio, that is equal to net sales divided by total assets. In the question it is already given net sales. See, net sales is 12,15,000 and total assets. Total assets is total side of the balance sheet or asset side of the balance sheet, that is 12,40,000. Just substitute the values. 12,15,000 divided by 12,40,000, 0.98 times. So just go through the equations, and depending upon the nature of the questions, some equations may change considerably. So remember all those situations where the equations change, like here debtors velocity, where average account, instead of average account receivable, we took the sum of those two amounts. So just make sure when we are going to consider various items depending upon the nature of the question. It's a simple question, just understand the concept. We will deal with further cases in the coming sessions. Thank you.